everyone. In this screencast, I'd like to show you how to set up and use Coursereg. Coursereg is an open source web application for managing course registrations. You can find it on GitHub at this link. I have here with me a fresh installation of Coursereg. The first thing to do after installing Coursereg is to create an admin account. To create an admin account, you need shell access to the server. So let me get that screen up here. Alright, so I'm going to create one admin account. You can create multiple accounts if you prefer. Okay, now that I have created the account, I can log in via the web browser here. Okay, now let me log in. Alright, now that I've logged in, here are the first couple of tasks that you got to do to set up Coursereg once you have the admin account. The first thing is to add some degrees, degrees that your academic institution might grant out. So let me add a PhD degree. Add one more degree, just MS degree. Alright, next I'll add a couple of departments. Electrical engineering, and I'll add biomedical engineering. Alright, next I'm going to add out a couple of FAQs. FAQs are visible only to users who are logged in, and you can write separate FAQs for student, faculty, and DCC is sort of the departmental admin. He's a person in the department who has access to all the data of all the students in that particular department. Let me write a FAQ for students. Popular question from students ... and here's what you got to do. Okay, you can add more FAQs. Grades. Now grades are going to be assigned by course instructors at the end of the course. So let me add a couple of grades. Let's say S grade with 8 points. Then say A grade with 7 points. If you have a pass-fail grade or some sort of grade where you assign a letter grade but credits don't really count towards the central grade point average or CGPA, then you want to uncheck this. Alright, I'll have a fail grade as well. Alright, now that I have added grades, I can go ahead and add registration types. Registration types are the different ways in which students can register for the same course. I'm going to add credit and audit. And if a particular registration type involves a student not getting any credit for the course, then deselect should count towards CGPA. Right, so I've added credit and audit, and if a student registers for a course and a credit, then the course credits are going to count towards CGPA, and no, if the student registers under audit, it won't count towards the CGPA. Alright, so and we have terms as well. So let's say I'm going to create the summer term for this year, or perhaps let me begin with the winter term, 2017, and the start registration date is going to be, let's say, from today. The last registration date can be, let's say, December 5th. Start registration date is the date after which and only after which the students can register for courses in this term. The last registration date is the last date for registering for courses in this term. Last advisor approval date is a date that you want to set slightly beyond the last registration date. Give a few more days for advisors to uh, review registration applications from students. So let me set this to say the 8th of December. The last instructor approval date is the last date for course instructors to review all the course applications and approve them. The last cancellation date is the last date after which students can cancel this registration. You can set that to maybe say this 15th here. The last conversion date is the date after which students cannot change from say audit to credit or credit to audit. Let me set that to December 24th. The last drop date is the last date for students to drop this course, and the last grade date is the last date for faculty members or the instructors to assign a grade for all the students. So let's set that to say February 23rd. Yeah. Let me create one more term, the summer 2017 term. Alright, for the start registration date, let's go ahead and make that maybe say January 31st. The last registration date can be in March. A couple of days after the 1st of March, let's say the 3rd of March. The last instructor approval date can be say the 4th of March. The last cancellation date. So the reason you want to keep last cancellation date a few days after the last approval dates is if a student is shopping around for courses and maybe registers for more courses than he or she plans to take, then you want to give the option for students to not register for a course after taking 1 or 2 classes. But if you don't want to do that, then you can keep the last cancellation date to be earlier and students won't have the option of cancelling. The last conversion date, let's keep that to March 23rd. This is the last date after which students can't request a change from say audit, credit or any other registration type that you might have. Last drop date can be, let's say, April 20th, and the last grade date, let's set that to May 18th. Alright, so we've created all the terms. So thus far we have added degrees, departments, FAQs, grades, registration types and terms. These are all the things that you would add very infrequently, rarely, perhaps only once after setting up the system. And it's something that you probably won't be changing every few months. On the other hand, the faculty, the department admin, students and the courses, well, these are things that you'll probably be adding new entries and removing old entries once every couple of months, once for every semester, say. So let me show you how to add faculty. I am going to add a user. I'm going to add Charles as one faculty member. You can set the password here or you can leave it blank. If you leave it blank, a random password is set and the user has to use the forgot password link in the login to reset the password for the first time. I will say in the electrical engineering department and user type is faculty. Alright, we're done. Let's add one more faculty member. Let's say example.com. In this case, let's leave the password blank. Alright. You can ignore advisor, degree, SR number, telephone, date joined for the faculty. You could add telephone if you wanted to keep track of it in this system. Date joined, again, it's for your use. It's not going to be used by the system for any sort of validation. You can add it if you want. Alright, so we've added 2 faculty members. Let's also add one department admin. Alright, the department admin is one who can review the status of all the students in that department, get the grades of all the students in all the past semesters, and pretty much everything for that department. Alright, now that we have added the DCC as well. Now I've added faculty and DCC. Now let me show you how to add students. Now you can add students the same way that we just added faculty. You can add a student, select the department and choose the user type of student. Oh, and if you choose the user type of the student, you have to assign an advisor. You can assign an advisor here. You could do this, but odds are you'll have a couple of students, maybe say tens or quite a few students joining every semester or every year. So you probably want to bulk upload students from a spreadsheet. I have with me here a spreadsheet containing a list of students. The format in which you can upload an entire spreadsheet of students is specified here. Name, email, department phone, degree, SR number, join date and advisor email, and you also have a sample spreadsheet. So let me download this as a CSV file. And upload this. Students.csv. Yeah, so I've added 3 students now. There's Ben, Alyssa and Eva. Right, so you can now that we have added students, the next thing is to add a whole bunch of courses. Again, for courses you can again add it through this form one by one. You can add courses one by one this way, but chances are you'll probably have quite a few courses that you want to add, and it's probably easier to add it from a spreadsheet. This is the spreadsheet of courses. I'm going to add 3 courses at once, download it as a CSV file. And the format for the CSV file is here. It's a course number, title, credits, term, etc, etc, and there's a sample spreadsheet that you can download here as well. Okay, now let me upload this spreadsheet that I just downloaded as a CSV file. Yeah, I've added 3 courses. This sort of really concludes the work of the admin, and once all of this is set up, the admin's job is done. But there's one thing that I want to do here that you won't have to do. When you use this bulk upload option to create users, a random password is set for the user, and the first time around the user has to click on forgot password and have a password reset email sent to them and set the password for the first time. But I'd rather not do that, so I'll choose the password in this admin page. Alright, now that I've done that, let me log out from the admin console and log in as a student. So logged out. The first time faculty members or students or anybody else wants to log into this, they'd use the forgot password thing and enter their email address and get a password reset link. But since we have just changed the password to something we know, let's log in that way. Okay, let's log into these credentials now. Alright, I've logged in, and this is the page that I'm going to get here. Let's just go, oh, oops, I just logged out. This is the profile page. Students can change their password and verify their serial number, etc over here. The FAQ page, where anything that you might have added as an administrator in the panel that we showed you before will come up here. And students register for courses they want to take. So Notice that since the start registration date for the summer term is farther away, we don't see any of those courses being listed here. Let's add one more course. Alright, so suppose a student has registered under credit and wants to switch to audit. You can click on this actions and do this. Yeah, so students enter into this page and register for all the courses, and that's about it. Next we can log out and let's see the view that advisors get. Notice here that Ben Bittidal is listed with a new, saying that there's some new courses taken by this particular student, and you see these things and you can set them as marked as red. Likewise here as well, or you can mark them all as red, and that's it. The advisor has approved all of these courses. Now if the advisor doesn't want to approve, then the advisor can click on disable student edits or drop the course if you don't want the student to make any changes, or you want to force the student to not take that course. Now under the instructor profile, note that faculty members are both advisors and instructors. They're advisors to other students and they might also be taking classes. So this particular faculty member is taking these two courses. So you click on the course and you see a list of students who applied for this course. You can mark as red, or you can cancel registration if, for example, too many students have applied for this course. You can also get some additional information about the student if you click on the student here. Let's approve that. Alright. Now let's say a couple of months have passed and the course is now complete. In this case, let me try it here. Yeah, now let's suppose a couple of months have passed and the course is complete. The instructor is going to assign a grade. Now if you have a whole list of students who've taken and you've assigned a grade, then you can potentially export this whole table as a PDF or a CSV file if you need to submit it in the form of a paper or something to the department. Now let's see, or if you want to do something else, you can also export it to a CSV file and kind of munge it to the right thing if you need to submit it to some other system. But in this, in what we have envisioned, you don't really need to do that. So let's log out as faculty and log in as the departmental admin. Now the departmental admin can generate a report for various terms. Let's say generate a report for the winter term. Notice that there is one student, Ben Bittidal, a PhD student registered for the PhD degree, and the grade assigned is this grade. Likewise, the DCC can also order this in different ways and maybe export this to munch the data and kind of feed it into a different system. Now the DCC at any time can also review all the courses taken by students. So in this particular case, we see that a student has taken a course E0284 digital circuits. The DCC can approve this, or if the DCC feels that there is a student has not taken enough courses, or there's something wrong with the list of courses that a student has taken, can send a message to the student and an email gets sent to the student, and a notification is also created in this website. So let me relog in as the student to show you that notification. You're seeing all of those mail sending errors because I've not set up an SMTP server. So if the student logs in, you kind of see all of these notifications. Having said that, for all of these things, whenever something goes on this sad path where either the advisor cancels the registration or changes the registration, or the instructor cancels the registration, or if the department admin is not happy with your list of courses, on any of those sad paths, an email gets sent to the student, and in the appropriate case, if it's the department admin, or if it's the instructor who's rejecting a course application, an email also gets sent to the faculty member. Um, but on the happy path, no emails or notifications are created. So yeah, that's about it. I think that wraps up this whole screencast. Uh, if you like this course registration platform, come on to GitHub, try it out, and we also encourage you to contribute to this project. Thank you for watching this video, and bye bye.